Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of Let's Get Funded. We're on a 2-win streak. Hopefully, we can get the ball rolling. Today's video is just going to be a breakdown of what I'm looking for tonight and kind of where we could go for the rest of the week, all the possibilities that could happen. GJ is very interesting, but market structure is beautiful, and that's all we need. So, I'm going to break down GJ. Remember to watch this before session. Turn your post notifications on, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you can so you guys can catch the move with me. If you guys don't follow me on my Instagram, which is right here, thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys on the charts. Deuces.
So now that we're back on the charts, I'm going to take you through GJ, going through the different time frames and see what I have for tonight, as well as what could happen throughout the week. Again, before session, is really important to establish a bias, and build confluences towards that bias, right? The confluences are what give you that bias, what gives you that bias. But in the market, sorry, I just burped. In the market, you can never predict the market, right? You have to react to it, right? You can always predict and it'll go your way, but the market's going to do what the market's going to do. So sometimes you do have to react, and you got to look at different time frames to really see what's going on here on GBBJPY. So there's a couple things to mark. First of all is the type of trend that we're in starting with the weekly time frame, right? We get this huge bearish move down. We retest this 50 EM band supply and demand area, and then we drop again and go down to new lows and create equal lows, right? But it is important to note that we failed to create a new low and break the lows of last week, right? Possibly meaning that before we go in short, we might have a move up before we continue to go down. But it's not like we created a full lower low where we broke under the previous week's lows, right? This wick tells us this, tells me that we could continue to go short, but we might hold off on that possible for another pullback, right? But in terms of market structure and the trend, we are in a bearish trend. We have broken under, and look at this beautiful 50 EMA retest on GBVJPY in this supply and demand area, right? So, again, as in terms of market structure and trend on the weekly time frame, we are going bearish, and it's important to note that on the daily time frame, which we're going to go to, we are at a crucial area. So I do have this giant area right here marked off that you see right here, right? Supply and demand over here, as well as all the way over here. But I have that simply cut down to over here. The reason why is because I don't want to have this big cluttered chart. So I'm going to have it over here. But I do have a supply and demand area over here. But where price is at right now, currently over here, we're dealing with this area of supply and demand, right? And the reason why I have this is because right now price is hovering above this supply and demand area. So if you see, we have multiple area of rejections. We have one right here, we have one right here, we have one right here on the same side, I mean on the opposite side. We have multiple rejections right here, and I want to see you I want to show you guys how in depth I get into the supply and support and resistances, right? You want support and resistances from both sides, both support and resistance, right? Over here we have area of over here, we have a most recent wick over here. So um we're hovering above this area, right? So I don't want to take any shorts until we break under this area and retest, because we are above a key area. So again, if I want to run, I'm not going to run through a wall. I'm going to wait till that wall is broken, and then we're going to keep running, right? I don't want to run into a wall. I don't want to short into something where I can possibly reject that, just like we did over here and then went bullish, over here and then went bullish, and then now we're at that area, so we might get that bullish reaction, right? Another reason why I also do believe that we also could get a bullish reaction is because price just had this entire drop, right? We had a 500 pip drop from the moment it first started to melt, 530. So, what I always say, what comes up must come down, and we could possibly look to reject, right? One of two things are going to happen, and I do believe that this is going to be all based off the 4-hour, right? Again, I just looked at every time frame, but I do like the 4-hour the most in this setup. The reason being is because the weekly's telling me that we can continue to go short, right? The daily's telling me that we can continue to go short if we retest a very key area, right? We can go short. But the possibility of long is not at the question because of this entire move. We could possibly indeed go short like we have seen, but pull back more before we go short, right? We could go short, but we could pull back before we go short. And if we do go short, I would like to see price pull back all the way to this recent supply, and I keep saying supply and demand, and by means support and resistance. So we could come back to retest this support and resistance, right? Just continue to come up. At that point, we'd be retesting this 50 EMA, and then take a price action signal, and then continue to go short. So I do believe that overall we can continue to go short, right? It's just a matter of how, where, and how, right? Price can reject this area that I have right now and continue to go short, and then we take the break and retest off this crucial level, or we would wait for price to pull back all the way into, whoa, let's just change colors. Or we could wait for price to pull back all the way into this area and then go short. And honestly, I'd be more confident in these because it would be a proper correction to this entire move, right? What goes down must come up, what comes up must go down. All moves usually correct. How often are we going to continue a 500 pip drop into another 500 or a thousand? Like usually what goes up, just like over here, right? What happened over here? You got to look at previous price. Just like over here, we dropped 600 pips, and guess what? We corrected it with 500, right? Just like right now, we have dropped 544 pips. And so far, we only had a 100 pip correction, and we could have continued to correct. But I do overall think that we're gonna go short. That's what every time frame indicates. So I do like shorts overall on every time frame. We're gonna be careful because we are at a crucial area. But that's my outlook on GJ. What could happen for the week? What could happen tonight? Overall, though, that is my setup. That is my outlook on GJ. Keeping an open mind, going long, going short. Really building my bias towards these shorts. But yeah. Hopefully you guys watch this before session. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love that you guys been showing. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in London. Deuces.